Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit more shorter-term technical analysis on Bitcoin because in today's video, I need to bring to your attention a bearish continuation pattern that I've just found in Bitcoin here over the last couple of days. I want to make an entire video about this because it does predict a lower move for Bitcoin, and it does predict a bearish breakout for Bitcoin coming in the next 2 days or so. So today's video, I'm going to be laying out exactly what that is and all the technicals surrounding why I believe that Bitcoin is going to be breaking bearish, and of course, we'll talk about some bullish indicators as well, because there always are some, even when the market seems to be overall bearish. So guys, we're going to be discussing that in today's video. So if you enjoyed today's video, definitely consider dropping a like, hitting that subscribe button, and smashing that notification bell, guys. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. The first thing that I want to do is obviously show you the pattern that I found, because as we know, Bitcoin has been rallying here for about 2.5 months, nearly 3 months. Ever since about February 8th, I want to say, Bitcoin has been in a state of rally. Right over here, February 8th, Bitcoin has been moving to the upside. And in that time period, Bitcoin has rallied at its extremes, something like 70%, I want to say. Let's go ahead and check that. To the extremes, about 70% exactly. Bitcoin is still up around 50% from its recent low over there in February. Bitcoin's been doing very well. And of course, as we talk about, whenever markets go up, many times they will go down. And after a while, you're going to see bearishness follow bullishness. That's just the way these things work. But guys, for a long time, Bitcoin was following this uptrend right here, moving to the upside, and it was getting support on it. And that was part of our market structure. Market structure is a very important concept. That's why we have a video on it in CT2A. I'll be talking about that later. But one of the pieces of market structure was this uptrend. Unfortunately, this uptrend was broken a couple days ago, and Bitcoin moved to the downside through it. But interestingly enough, you can go ahead and redraw this uptrend something like this, and then Bitcoin is basically still sitting above that uptrend. It's just been redefined a little bit, and that's okay. That happens sometimes in technical analysis. You have to redraw your trend lines. That's nothing to be upset about. We did break the one previously, which is bearish, but we do still have an uptrend of support that we can draw. This is very much valid. We have many points of contact right there, right there, right there, and of course all of this price action over here. Now, the important thing that I need to show you is a level of resistance that I haven't mentioned in a previous video yet, and that would be $5,200. This level right here is very important, and as I drew that, you may have noticed why it's so important as it continued to be drawn across the chart. Bitcoin has a lot of trading around $5,200 in the month of April. Right over here, all of this price action over here, this right here, that right there, all of that over there, and recently Bitcoin has come up and gotten resistance around $5,200. And if you look at this uptrend and you look at this flat level of resistance on $5,200, you will find that Bitcoin is currently in a bit of a consolidation pattern, namely an ascending triangle pattern following a bearish breakout here over the last couple of days. Bitcoin broke down and has been consolidating in between these two levels of support and resistance. And that is a very interesting thing for Bitcoin to do, because that actually makes our technical analysis on Bitcoin and our predictions on what Bitcoin will do far, far easier. If you guys have been watching the channel over the last couple of days, I've laid out a plethora of technical indicators that are telling us whether or not Bitcoin is going to go to the upside or going to go to the downside. We've been looking at oscillators, momentum oscillators. We've been looking at the 20 exponential moving average, for example. Bitcoin is sitting right above this. I'd like to see Bitcoin stay above this if we're going to go to the upside. But if Bitcoin breaks bearish, of course, we'll be below that and in a confirmed state of downtrend. We've looked at the MACD on the daily chart with the bearishness. We've looked at stochastic RSI being oversold on the daily chart. We've looked at the uptrend on the RSI and how that was broken recently. As we can see right here, if we go ahead and drag this up, Bitcoin had an uptrend on the RSI that it broke. There's a lot of technical indicators that we've covered, but I do mainly want to talk about the ascending triangle pattern that we're looking at in today's video, as I've already talked about those in previous videos. So if you want the other technical analysis on this chart, watch yesterday's video. That video is still 100% relevant because Bitcoin has basically just traded sideways for the last 24 hours. But in that 24 hours, Bitcoin has moved even farther into this consolidation pattern. And as you guys may know, whenever Bitcoin moves into a consolidation pattern like this, following some kind of major trend, this being a bearish trend moving into a consolidation pattern, an ascending triangle pattern, when that happens, normally these are continuation patterns. If you guys are in CT2A, and many of you are now, if you come over here and you look in the course curriculums, you will find a video on continuation patterns, and then on wedges and pennants. These two videos right here, what you want to watch in relation to what we're discussing here. In those videos, we talk about continuation patterns and we talk about wedges and pennants. This is a type of pennant. It is a continuation pattern that is a pennant. It is a bear pennant, and it's an ascending triangle pattern. Those are all terms to define what this is. I'm not going to get into the definitions. We get into that in CT2A. If you're in the course, you can check that out. But that's what we're in right now. And interestingly enough, ascending triangle patterns, which is what this is, tend to break bullish. About 60 to 70% of the time, they will break bullish. But at the same time, that is counteracted by the fact that this is a pennant following a downtrend, and 60 to 70% of the time, those will break bearish, and it looks like we might be seeing a bearish breakout right now, interestingly enough. We'll have to keep the video going. Bitcoin is currently trading around $5,100, and this pennant, I do believe, is going to break bearish. That was the conclusion we were going to draw in today's video, but it looks like Bitcoin may be doing that on its own anyway, so we'll keep the video going here for a second and see if we can catch that live. But guys, what I want to bring to your attention is that Bitcoin has been sitting above support, and that support is not very strong. Bitcoin has come down here and has tested this support over and over again. The last couple of days, Bitcoin has been sitting down here above this level of support, and it hasn't been sitting above this level of support it hasn't been very far above this level of support. Bitcoin hasn't bounced up here and then come down, tested it again, and then bounced and gotten really far away from it. It hasn't done that number. Bitcoin has come down here and tested it very, very closely. Bitcoin has been sitting right on that level of support. And it looks like we are having our bearish breakout, so let's go ahead and watch this. Every once in a blue moon, we do see a breakout happen as I'm recording the video. So let's go ahead down here to the minute chart, and we'll extend this video for a little bit and watch this live. Of course, if you guys are watching this during the premiere, this is not live, this is pre-recorded, but this did happen about 2 hours before the premiere is going on. So go ahead and check this out. Looks like the bulls are buying it back up, and this may in fact just end up being one of those little wixes that we see where Bitcoin breaks a level of support, but then the bulls go ahead and defend it, and that's what it looks like is happening. A lot of people buying up the support and confirming the strength of that support. Who knows if that's going to hold, though, guys. That's the thing. Sometimes these levels of support will hold. Sometimes the the bulls will buy them back up and push us right back into that pennant. But eventually, we're going to see a breakout. Eventually, Bitcoin is either going to break bullish or Bitcoin is going to break bearish. And based on the sentiment, based on what all of you guys seem to think, I've looked at many other polls. I've looked at the overall opinion of people in the comment section. I've looked at a lot of different things. I've looked at my many technical indicators I've shown you guys, of course, and from everything I can gather, it seems like Bitcoin is going to break to the downside. And of course, I know what you're thinking, Jeb, you're just saying that because I almost broke bearish during the video. No, that was the conclusion this video was planned to come to. I do think Bitcoin is going to break to the downside here. As I've been talking about for many months, I think Bitcoin needs to have some kind of downtrend. It needs to have some kind of correction to counteract all of this bullish action, because Bitcoin has been doing nothing but bullish. It's been going nothing but up for the last 3 months, and that is a very long period for Bitcoin to be rallying. Even at the end of the last bull market, Bitcoin didn't rally for that long. Didn't rally for quite that long anyway. If we look here, from $3,000 to $20,000, that was about a 90-day period back over here at the end of 2017. Bitcoin, when we're not even in a bull market yet, has rallied, what was this, about 80 days, 81 days? That is a ridiculously long time for Bitcoin to rally, considering we're still in an accumulation phase. So normally when you see that happen, we're going to see a downtrend. And I think this ascending triangle pattern, this pennant right here, is going to be the catalyst that drives Bitcoin lower. I think we're going to see a bearish breakout of this. And to be quite honest, this bearish breakout, based on what the chart has done during the recording of this video, very well may have seen the bearish breakout before this video is even finished uploading and out to you guys. It is currently 9:13 Eastern Standard Time. This video should be going out around 11:30 to noon Eastern Standard Time. Go check your charts, because like I said, as we've seen in today's video, the market is moving quickly and the breakout may be coming today. Be that bullish or bearish, there is a good chance. And this is one of the things I was thinking about when Bitcoin was moving to the downside here. A lot of times you will see a little wick come down and have a fake breakout, and then the bulls will buy it back up. This just means that the bears aren't quite ready, or the bulls are just a little bit too strong right now. This doesn't mean that a bearish breakout isn't coming. In fact, this right here is honestly making me feel even more comfortable in saying that Bitcoin is going to break to the downside. Anyway, guys, there's a lot more that we can discuss here, but I've covered much of much of the other stuff that we could talk about in other videos, so I don't want to go ahead and repeat myself 2 or 3 times. I think you guys get the point. I think you guys understand the technical analysis. And I think you guys, it seems that many of you agree with me that Bitcoin is going to break to the downside here. I see a lot of you putting price targets down here of around $4,200. I think this is a good ultimate price target for this bearish breakout. I think $4,800 likewise is another target to be looking at as Bitcoin breaks to the downside. And perhaps $4,600 as well, because it's a Fibonacci level. I'm not going to bust that out right now, but just know that $4,600 is an important level of support that you will want to be looking at. So too is $4,800, and I think $4,000 to $4,200, this zone down here, is where Bitcoin is ultimately headed in the month of May. So guys, tell me in the comment section down below what you think of that analysis. Where do you think Bitcoin is going? Do you think Bitcoin's going to break bullish here, move to the upside, and continue the rally? Maybe we start moving up to $6,000. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think Bitcoin's going to break to the downside in the manner that we almost saw here in today's video? I'm interested, as always, to hear your opinions in the comment section down below, guys. I love reading your comments, and even if I don't get time to respond to your comment, I do read every single comment. I've done that since the inception of this channel. I can look in my statistics. There are well over 10,000 comments on this channel, and I have read at least 80% of them. Some of them get lost. I try to read every single one of them. So if you guys have anything you want to see me, you want to tell me, or anything you want to tell the community that we're building here, let us know in the comment section down below. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for the technical analysis portion of today's video, but I do want to talk about CT2A here for a second because the results that we've been having here in April are absolutely absurd. I will give you the number. We have had 103 people join the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy here in the month of April, and about 20 of them in the last 24 hours. You guys are going absolutely insane. You guys seem to be loving the course, and I am loving that you are loving the course. We've still not had a single complaint. We've still not had a single refund request after over 300 people have gone through this course. That is absolutely absurd to me. It's incredibly humbling. You guys have no idea how proud I am of you guys and how proud I am of the content that we've been able to put here together. I didn't do all of this. I mean, I recorded all the videos, but several of these video ideas, for example, how to plan and execute profitable trades. This video idea was not mine. This was actually the idea of one of the early members of CT2A. He talked about, hey, Jeb, we have all these videos and they're great and we're talking about how to learn technical analysis, but we want to know how to implement them into our actual trading, which is why I have this video here, how to plan and execute profitable trades. And in that video, I go over 3 example trades showing how to set up the trade, how to analyze your potential profit, how to analyze your potential loss. You talk about risk and reward ratios. That's part of what we talk about in the video above, risk and reward. And I talk about how you can protect yourself with stop losses and stops and sell orders at certain levels depending on what exchange you're on. There's a lot of good content in that video, and honestly, guys, the lessons in that video for many of you would probably be worth the course price in and of itself, and there's 32 other videos to go along with it. Guys, I know the industry of cryptocurrency courses pretty well. There are courses that sell for $400, $500 that have an hour and a half of content. This course has nearly 10 hours of content, sells for $119 with that coupon code. And the reason it's so cheap and the reason it's so inexpensive is not because it's a bad product. It's a very good product. You can ask anyone who's in CT2A. They will tell you in the comment section down below. In fact, if you're in CT2A, give me your honest opinion about the course in the comment section down below. I don't want you to say, oh, it's amazing just because I asked you. I want you to give me your honest opinion. If you have any criticisms, voice them. But if you ask them, they're going to tell you. It's not that inexpensive because I don't think it's worth more. In fact, I think this course is easily worth $497, and I would sleep very easily at night selling it for that. But the reason I sell it for the price that I do is because I want as many of you guys as possible to be able to go through the course, learn as much as you can about technical analysis, and make a ton of money when the next bull market starts so that we can go out there and trade and invest while knowing what we're doing. And that's so important. It's so important that before you go and start throwing money at the market, you know why you're throwing money at the market and you know how to throw money at the market. There's nothing wrong with throwing money at the market if you're doing it in the right way. And that's what CT2A is all about, is teaching you guys how to analyze those markets, how to invest and trade in those markets, how to work in those markets, and ultimately how to profit in those markets. So if you guys are looking for your first investment in cryptocurrency, I wouldn't recommend putting it into Bitcoin. I wouldn't recommend putting it into Litecoin or Ethereum or EOS or Binance Coin or anything. I would recommend putting it into your education, be that my course or books, whatever it is. Put your first couple $100 for crypto into education, not into cryptocurrency itself. Go do paper trading while you're learning. That's the way you should do it. Even if I wasn't selling a course for a long time, I've said that for a long time before CT2A was ever even an idea in my head. That is the honest truth, and you guys will find many, many people in the space telling you the exact same thing. Invest in yourself first, and then invest in the markets after you know what you're doing. So anyway, guys, the reason I'm bringing this up is because CT2A does have the Easter 2019 sale running. Since you guys are loving that sale so much, and I've literally had like 5 or 10 of you say, hey, Jeb, can you extend the sale so that we can have a little bit more time to get in? I'm going to be extending the sale through the 1st of May. You guys have just been going absolutely crazy buying the course, and I am very appreciative of that. And it really does always encourage me to continue the channel. It really does encourage me when I see so many of you people enjoying the hard work that I put into the channel. So I do appreciate all that you guys do for me, because this is definitely a community effort. The reason I always say we and not I when I'm talking about the Crypto Jeb YouTube channel is because I'm only subscribed on like 300 or 400 accounts. You guys have almost 20,000 subscribers on the channel, and that is absolutely insane. I really appreciate that. And of course, for anyone who didn't get the joke, I was joking about the subscriber thing. It's only like 2 or 3. Anyway, guys, I'm rambling, and I do want to go ahead and wrap the video up so I don't talk your ear off anymore. I do want to thank each and every single one of you for watching and joining the course as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.